I remember how to do it. Hi, everybody. My name's Matt. Welcome to this Raptive sponsored mastermind, How to Make Money with Email. Thanks, Raptive. That's nice of them, isn't it? Keep that in mind. They're actually paying real dollars for you to be. They tried to pay me in dairy products, and I said, "Look, I'm building up a lactose intolerance," and so we're forcing real currency on them. To spite me, they're probably just going to send it in rolls of quarters. But whatever. I'm excited to have the opportunity, and they obviously want to take care of you. I have been doing this mastermind for a little bit. Has anybody done this once before? Been with me before? Okay, Emily, I remember. Yeah, okay, great. Anybody else? Um, so Emily, don't spoil it because some of this is going to be a, a repeat. Um, and then Anya. Oh, we connected at Tastemakers. Okay, all right, awesome. All right, listen, everybody. What we're going to talk about for the next several days, five to be specific, is we're going to dig into how to make money with email. And I'm going to give you, maybe some of you are coming thinking that I'm going to give you the silver bullet. There isn't one. So let me disavow you of that notion right from the get-go. There is not this easy thing that you need to turn on that will help you start making money with email. However, there is a system that you can count on that if you'll follow the steps that we're going to walk through, um, by the time you're done here, you should have, if you don't have anything now, you should have a new sparkly system to help you with your email. If you have something now, then the idea would be that you'll be growing faster. You will have optimized, and you'll be finding those ways where you can build some revenue as a result of your email program. Email is one of those things where, just like with everything else in blogging, systems matter a lot. You didn't get to the traffic levels that you have today by doing something once, trying it, throwing it out there once, and then throwing it away. You found something that worked, you built a system around it, and you went for it. You're probably still doing some of the same practices today that you've been doing in your business for a long, long time. And that is probably what's got you to this level. Some of you may have that with email already. And if that's you, wonderful. But I'm here to tell you that you can be doing more, that you can be doing it better, and hopefully I can unleash that. For those of you who don't have an email system, follow along with me. Just trust me, okay? It's going to be cookie cutter stuff, but I've seen this movie before and it has a happy ending. It's just a Hallmark version of it, all right? Which permutation of it is yours, okay? It's the same formula though. If you'll grow your list big with the people that care about you, that you can best serve, if you will consistently send them awesome stuff in email form, and then they will open it and they will click it. And if you send more of that than you're sending today, all of those things are precursors to making more money. All right. So I know that that sounds super basic, but that's where I'm coming from. I'm not a complicated person. I enjoy my protein bar. I enjoy my Diet Mountain Dew. I enjoy fantasy football and Taylor Swift. This is kind of me. So it's just simple. All right. So if you're up for that, you're in the right place. Let me share my screen here because my mom said that PowerPoint presentations are what I'm supposed to do to impress you all. So, she's a wise woman. So I do what she says. All right, so that's me and my overly photoshopped face. It's probably time for new headshots. I'm reminded of that every single time I look at anybody else using headshots that are over 5 years old. Not. Okay, so anyway, this is my family. Just to let you know who I am. This was actually taken at Christmas time, so it's not that old. These people are all married, every one of them except the littlest one. Three kids, all of them married. So my wife and I are empty nesters, and we have the world's cutest granddaughter. For any of you that were hoping to get the world's cutest, sorry to break it to you, you can go for second cutest, but number one's locked up. Grandsons, though, you can have those. Um, what do I know about email? Well, I've been doing this a long time. I've been using email in every single business that I've been a part of for my 30-year career. I've been involved with startups, with larger organizations. The most recent one before I started doing this independent thing that I'm doing was I was chief marketing officer for a daily deal website. Remember when Groupon clones were everywhere? Well, we had one of those. And the only way that we really communicated with people or made sales was through affiliate marketing and email marketing. Affiliate or the email marketing, the low watermark for us was $10 million in sales. We did more than that every single year on this low budget. We had no budget to speak of actually to drive traffic. And so I had 33 different engagement segments. We were paying over six figures a year just for the email platform that we were using, let alone the people that were running it. So learned a lot about email over the course of my career. It's been a big part of what I've done. To get a little bit more practical, my wife and I started in 2016. We started a blog related to Disney stuff. We specialized in Disney cruise. For a while there, we ranked number one for Disney cruise tips and secrets and things like that. And when we launched that website, it was in 2016, September. 2 years later, using the exact tactic that I'm going to share with you today, we had grown to 40,000 subscribers in a 2 year period of time, which I don't know. For some of you, that's nothing, but for a brand new blog started from domain registration for 2 years later, we felt that that was pretty good. I've been privileged to work with some of the most awesomest content creators on the planet for the last 7 years, where we have worked together on growing their lists, knowing what to send that will actually get engagement, and selling stuff, the whole thing. And so that's where most of this comes from that I'm going to be sharing with you. I have a course. You're going to get free access to it here in a minute, thanks to Raptive. They're paying for it. I have done for you services for high traffic food bloggers. I do consulting for content creators of all types and all niches as a coach and consultant as well. So that's me. That's my business. And well, let's get to the free thing. All right. You might as well go get this now. If you don't already have it, some of you I recognize your names. You may already have access to the email and autopilot course that I have. My course has been around for 7 years now. I keep it updated, kind of, and all of the content in there is really, really good. It's a $500 course that Raptive is making available to you for free because you are part of this mastermind. So I don't know that I'll mention this too many more times, so I'll drop the code here into the chat. Go grab it. You might as well. Why would you do this? Aren't we going to cover all of that in these 5 sessions? The answer is no, we won't. We don't have time to get into all the nitty-gritty details. Half of this course, the email and autopilot course, that is strategy, and the other half is how to do it with my platform of choice, which is Kit, formerly ConvertKit. If you're on Flowdesk or MailerLite or whatever, and all those things, these tactics and these strategies, they still work for you. Okay, it's just I picked a platform to teach people, and it happened to be Kit because that's my favorite. But the course will still be of use to you in terms of the strategy. All right. Oh, and if you haven't joined it yet, go get in our Facebook group, please. The reason to do that, I'm going to be putting the replays in there. I'll be putting, I have a few other communications I'll be sharing with you. We're going to have some homework assignments where I hope that you'll share with each other in there. The code is Kickstart June 2025. That's in the chat as well. So use this code to get it for free. Enter that at checkout, and it should take 100% off. Okay. All right. Don't do it. I messed it up somehow. I must have put in $100 off instead of 100% off. So I will fix that. This is not the first time I've goofed that in 5 years. I'll fix that. And so hold on. I'll do that after the course, and I'll update the Facebook group. Sorry about that. Thank you, Hannah, for checking it. Okay, let's get into your email stuff. I kind of want to do this a little different than I normally do. Becky asked, is there a non-Facebook way to keep up with the class? I do not use Facebook. There will be a periodic email where I will send that out. But if you'll send me a note right now to remind me, Becky, that you're not in Facebook, I will make a point of making sure I send you the stuff, okay? What was I saying? All right. I want to do this a little different than I normally do. Okay. I think that most of you are here because you've already heard all the normal blah blah. All right? You don't need to be sold on email, do you? I hope at this point. Google's doing its thing. AI is entering into our world in good and bad ways. Pinterest isn't what it has been in the past. Your Facebook groups, what's that? So email, all of a sudden, here's what I'm seeing. I am seeing email become much more important to my clients. Now, do I wish that that had been the case 5 years ago? Absolutely. But I get why it's happening now. Time spent in SEM and SEMrush isn't necessarily netting the ROI that it once did. We need other ways to drive traffic. Okay, so perhaps you're here because you have a healthy email list. You're emailing to them frequently. They love you, but you know that you could do more. Perhaps you're here because you wish that was you. You wish that you'd been doing that for the last 3 to 5 years, focusing on building a list, because if you did, now you would have this larger group to send emails to and drive traffic back to your website or your channel of choice, right? Perhaps now you are entering into a phase where you're looking at other revenue streams. I'm going to sell something. I'm going to teach something. I'm going to start sharing more affiliate offers. I am going to get sponsored posts and listings and do sponsorships outside of just my, not just, but my Raptive revenue. Does this resonate? Am I on the right path with anybody here? By the way, when you show your face, I am actually looking at that. It does help me know that. So when Donna smiles, it validates me. It makes me go, okay, somebody's actually paying attention. I understand if you're having a bad hair day. I totally get that too. So don't feel obligated. But I'm just telling you, it does give me energy. If that's you, I'm here to tell you that there is hope. Okay? What we're going to talk about today is applicable to literally everybody here. Every one of you has the opportunity to start growing your list faster than you ever have before. In fact, that'll be the challenge that I take upon myself. If you tell me, Matt, you didn't tell me anything new, even if you've heard this before, and I know that some of you have. I know, Emily, you've heard my shtick before. Marta, maybe you've heard my shtick before. Even if you've heard it before, or you're doing some of the things that I'm telling you today already, I'm here to tell you, you and I are going to take it next level. Okay? That's my commitment. That means if you have to unmute and we have a conversation, we stay on this call until we get something new for you, I will do that. All right? Because now's the time. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Skip over all this stuff. Technical stuff. I get this question a lot. And so I just want to cover it. Almost every platform out there today, you can do the things I'm going to talk about. There are some exceptions to that, in which case you may want to think about your tech stack. Tech stack. You may want to level up or whatever. However, I believe that the platform that is the best one is the one that you can get to work for you. If you are fine working with Aweber or Flowdesk or MailerLite or whatever, awesome. If you have any hesitations and you are stuck on the technical side of things, my little rah-rah, and this is an affiliate link, of course, I'm a shill for Kit, formerly ConvertKit. But the reason I am is because I've got, do you remember what I said? The best system is the one that you can get to work for you. I've got it to work for me and my system. So if you want that level of help and you're thinking about moving to Kit, if you haven't done so, I will help you move to Kit for free as part of this. Just talk to me about that separately. That's not the point of this whole thing. But also in email on autopilot, all the things that we're going to talk about today and going forward, the how to do it technically is in that course for Kit only. I didn't specialize in Constant Contact and ActiveCampaign and all of them. All right, I picked one. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is that there's not necessarily a reason for you to get stuck because of tech. If that's you, just go try this. You don't have to stay there. You can just try it. All right, enough of that. I don't want to feel like I'm selling too much there, but the reason I say that is that it's silly to be stuck on technical things at this point. That's my point. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to start with list growth because without a list that's growing fast, none of the rest of this does anything. If you don't have a growing list, all the sending and all the other tactics and trying to sell something, I'm not going to say it's pointless, but it's certainly not as awesome. So we're going to focus today on list growth, and then we're going to get into the other stuff. On Tuesday, we'll talk about copywriting, meaning how to write emails that will get opened and clicked. On Wednesday, I will talk about exactly what to send, when, how to automate it. What are the tools at your disposal? And then on Thursday and Friday, I'm going to open up the fire hose and I'm just going to drench you with all sorts of ideas related to money making, monetization. Okay, so that's how this next 5 days are going to go. If you'll join me live, you can ask me questions and I can answer them much more readily. At the end of each session, it's open mic night and just feel free to ask me literally anything. All right, let's get started. Finally, 17 minutes in. I want you to meet my friend Martha. Okay, so I'm over at Martha's house and we were having a lovely discussion about life and sharing feelings. Martha's good for that. And as we were sitting there talking, she stopped me mid-sentence and she said, wait a minute, I love hearing this story about your fantasy football league, but I got to tell you, I have a hankering. I have a craving. And it's understandable. You can see Martha right there. She's got a glass of milk. It's pretty obvious what she wants, right? So she's going to go pull out her favorite recipe for, do you know what it is? I know, it's obvious. She says, I would love some deviled eggs with caviar right now. And I was like, oh man, that sounds delicious. Sign me up. But here's the thing. Neither one of us know how to make deviled eggs with caviar. So fortunately, she had her laptop there, unbranded as it is, and she typed into this thing called Google, deviled eggs with caviar. Up comes this place called Little Sugar Snaps. All right, Little Sugar Snaps is in these top spots. They must be good recipe. I don't think Martha actually noticed the name of the website, but anyway, she goes to Little Sugar Snaps. It takes you, sure enough, there's a recipe there. And so dug right in, made the deviled eggs with caviar, delicious, a little salty, but we like it that way. And then what did Martha do? Did Martha write that down to remember for next time, even though we had a lovely, Emily is shaking her head. No, do you know Martha? No, did Martha send it to her friends? Did she print it out? Did she bookmark it for heaven's sakes? No. What did Martha do instead? Martha bounced. Now look, I haven't hacked into Little Sugar Snaps site yet. But I can guess that her bounce rates are very similar to the rest of us, 80 to 90% off of a Google search traffic, meaning they don't even go to another post, another page view. Why? Because Martha's a jerk? No, Martha, she's sweet. She's a lovely individual. I vouch for Martha. It's simply that Martha's busy. Martha is in what I call transaction mode, as is most of our visitors. When they're there, what are they there for? She has a very specific purpose. The purpose is accomplished. She's off and on her way because she knows next time she gets hungry, she can just Google it again, or she can try her hand at ChatGPT or whatever. All right? She's going to get a pretty good result. Now, what is our opportunity here? Why doesn't Martha jump onto our email list when she likes that deviled eggs with caviar? Well, in transaction mode, you're not thinking about email. So let's dive into that not so secret. Your existing traffic is your best source of list growth. This is obvious. This is common sense. But we often neglect this. That's why these don't work. Sign up for my newsletter. Sign me up for a free download of 13 convenience food to shortcut meal prep. Want useful tips, stories, and giveaways in your inbox? No, Martha doesn't want any of that. What does Martha want? She wants some eggs. So what do we do instead? In that moment, we have to catch her with an email hook. An email hook is a lead magnet. You've heard that word before. Some of you have them. All right, audience participation, part of our program. In the chat, will you tell me what you're using? It could be nothing if that's true. But tell me what you're using for your email hook or your lead magnet. What have you got? I'll wait. Go ahead and chat it up. Nothing. Mandy jumped on the nothing. Okay, Lauren, we got team nothing going on over there. All right, we got a simple starter guide, a little 5 email series. All right, we got some low-hanging fruit here with I think Donna and Alice. You all are going to be my star students, I can tell. Okay, an iCookbook. Is that like an ebook? I'm not sure what an iCookbook is. Despite your best efforts, nothing, Marta. Save this recipe. Yeah, okay, we're going to talk about that. PDF ebook, sourdough resources and recipes for free. Okay. Discounts in an online shop, weekly menus. Excellent. Mostly save the recipe. 2 pages of basic cooking charts. Look, all sorts of things. Printable jars, printable labels, excuse me. E-cookbook, okay? Great. Listen, nice work, folks. Some of you have an email hook, and some of them, I'm guessing, are working for you, right? Some of those are working real well. Perhaps Save This Recipe is doing a good job for you, for those that have that. Some of you have something similar to what we're going to talk about today. But what makes a good email hook? I believe that first it should grab your target reader. This is why I don't focus on Visa gift card giveaways where we just get anybody that can fog a mirror. And ultimately solve a problem for that person. Ideally, it arrives instantly and showcases you as a subject matter expert. As you've already illustrated, there's lots of different things that count as good email hooks. Printables, downloadables, checklists, ebooks, courses, bonus content. I use them all. I like them all. I am not bashing on any of them with one exception. I have picked a fight with one of them, and that is the ebook. It's irrational, people. I'm not a rational human. I have two enemies in life, zucchini and ebooks. Zucchini is the devil's fruit, and ebooks, I don't understand why we're doing this still. You'll get that from me. But what I believe is the problem with most email hooks is that they take time and or money and or skill to create. And quite often, they just aren't that effective at attracting people that become the type of person that opens and clicks all your stuff. If anybody's done the printable thing, you know what I'm talking about. Grab and go. never to be seen again. All right. The ebook. All right. Let's just get it out of the way. What's the problem with ebooks? And I know that they work for some people, but they show up. You're getting them on this device, right? Do you know where to find an ebook on this device once you've downloaded it? And besides, it's in PDF format and you have to go like this. And they're like, does anybody ever click on anything in an ebook? No. So why are we doing this? Plus, you have to pay. You either have to figure out a cool ChatGPT prompt these days, or you have to pay somebody to create something in Canva. Why? Here's what we can do instead. We're going to focus on one thing. I want you to focus on speed. All right? One of the reasons that your list is not growing is that you're not trying enough different lead magnets. I'm about to tell you a lead magnet type or email hook that I like, but the speed component, we're going to build focusing on this. Your homework assignment at the end of today will be to go create something I call a quick start guide. But the rules of the game are you are not allowed to create any new content for it. All right? It has to be something that you've already got content for. So you and me and all of us are overthinking list growth. The whole idea with a lead magnet is an exchange. I will give you this thing of value in exchange for your email address with which I promise to send you the thing of value and other great things of value. That's how it goes. But there's nobody is specifying that it has to be a certain number of things, they have to be a certain format, that the email has to be a certain length, or that it has to look like a magazine. It doesn't say any of those things. That's not the deal. So let me give you a lead magnet that you can implement today. The Quick Start Guide. Some of you have done this already. Some of you have heard me talk about this before. Some of you have heard other people talk about this before. But basically, it is a short series of emails. That's it, with a theme. We're going to take a theme, we're going to package it together, and we're going to create topics that lead your readers to the most important stuff on your website or your YouTube channel or your Instagram or wherever you want them to go. Let me give you a real life example here. Okay, remember it's now mostly defunct because simply we haven't focused on it for many, many years, but we used to rank #1 for Disney cruise tips. What do you know about somebody that Googles Disney cruise tips? Well, they're probably going, or they're strongly considering going on a Disney cruise, yes. And it's probably their first one. Otherwise, why do they need tips? So we created, our Quick Start Guide was called What to Expect on Your First Disney Cruise. Now, this content already exists. We already have all this content about what happens on a Disney cruise. All we're doing with a Quick Start Guide is packaging it up. We used your existing content to create this themed guide, quotes, air quotes around the guide, and then you get one email per day that is a different lesson or topic or theme within the master theme. You following? Pretty easy, right? Each one of these lessons, the point of it is not to teach them everything in the email. The email is simply a conduit to get them back to your website or to your channel of choice. I hope that makes sense. We're going to take your most valuable content that solves their problem and put it in an order that makes sense. The reason that this works is that when people are diving into a topic or they have a problem that needs to be solved, they just want it solved quickly. They want to learn the basics quickly. They could go to Wikipedia. They could research. They could do really deep research on, go to the library, whatever. But the reason that it works for us is because we're simplifying the topic for them, making it real easy for them to understand. My wife and I are going to go to Ireland this summer. I was just at physical therapy, literal torture, okay? Seriously, that's what they do at those places. Anyway, so as the lady's torturing me, her husband is from Ireland, and she told me about something called the Gap of Dunloe. I've never heard of this before. And now I have this little nugget in one quick conversation about something that my wife and I might do in Ireland. That's what we're talking about with a Quick Start Guide. And we get to use your existing content. But Matt, all this stuff's already on my channel. It's already on my blog. It's already on my website. Can't they just find it there? Well, of course they can, but they don't. Nobody searches that way. We don't use websites that way, if we ever did. All right, so the beauty of the Quick Start Guide is it saves your readers time, makes it easy for them to read your best content. It puts you in a place of subject matter expertise, and you bring them back to your website over and over and over again. Why? Because you're training them to open and click your emails, because it's awesome. Your stuff is awesome. It's helpful, so they're going to open it. Solve your reader problem, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there's all this stuff. All right, how do you select your top? Oh, let me check the questions here. Marta is commiserating with me. Yes. I do love my torturer. Ray was fantastic, and I feel better afterwards. It's just going through it. Mandy, how do Quick Start Guides and Welcome Series coexist? Do you still send a Welcome Series or sending a Quick Start Guide? Okay, let's table that. The short version is you may want to send one, but let's think about what Martha wants. Martha wants an answer to her question. And over the course of 5 days, she is going from, there's the glory of this. Martha has given you permission to be in her inbox for 5 days in a row. And she didn't know you before. Now she's starting over those 5 days to recognize your headshot, to recognize your logo. Hopefully she's clicked on one of your articles, your tutorials, your recipes, and she's bringing it back to your website. Now the branding is starting to connect. The concept of a welcome series, where we explain who we are and how to use our website and that sort of stuff, it has its place, but maybe not right here in that part of the journey. So you'll have to figure that out, Mandy, and we'll talk about it, but it isn't necessarily a mandatory thing. All right, how do you select your topic? Some of you have already got this idea, right? You got the concept, but you're wondering, where do I start? Perhaps you have multiple topics on your website. Maybe you do fashion, lifestyle, and decor. Maybe you do crafting where you do sewing, quilting, and Cricut. What do you choose? Remember this. You're going to get sick of me saying this. Your existing traffic. Your existing traffic. Start there. And then ask yourself, what problem can I solve? What's the next problem for the person that is interested in a Disney cruise? What do I already know and what do I have? So let's go through it. If you're stuck, if it's not obvious to you, what's your biggest channel? Where's the traffic coming from? What posts or pages or categories are getting the most traffic? And then ask yourself, number 3, why did they come there? For those of you who are stuck, this is where you're getting stuck, is you're not thinking through the motivation. The motivation of somebody, notice what to expect on your first Disney cruise. Notice what that is not. That is not, get all the latest news about Disney cruising. That is not, sign up for my Disney cruise newsletter. Their motivation is, I want tips to make my first Disney cruise magical. So what to expect on your first Disney cruise hits that, because cruising is its own thing and Disney does it even differenter. So it pops them right in the nose. So that's what we want to do. What's the core of their problem? And then what do you have that can offer help them solve it? Here's a bunch of examples. 5 secrets for baking impossibly soft cookies. This is Jansen from Everyday Reading. She is a master at, well, she actually literally a master. She has her master's in librarian sciences. And she's, for the last almost 15 years, has helped parents instill a love of reading in their kids. So raising readers has worked really, really well for her. Jessica had this problem. She had all this traffic that were coming for disparate DIY content. What did she know about those folks? Well, that they were willing to pick up a hammer and get to work on a Saturday and save some money. So she put together 5 secrets to transform your home on any budget. This worked great during the pandemic. Frankly, it still works really well. Killer copycat recipes. When we had the chicken shortage here, or the egg shortage here a couple years ago, the Happy Chicken Coop put out raising healthy chickens because people were Googling their stuff about how to raise their chickens. They'd all bought these new chickens and they were going to do it. So they had a ton of traffic off of that. And they got a lot of subscribers because they dangled the right carrot. Another copycat thing, Ultimate Spring Recipe Guide, seasonally matters, right? 5 secrets to great Mexican food at home, 5 days of slow cooker classics. This one's interesting, staying safe. So Ralphie is a parenting expert. She does this thing where she calls it No Yell Week. Let's not yell at our kids for a week. There are different ways to address these problems. As part of that, she created Why We Yell, Why It Doesn't Work, and What to Do Instead. And we put that together as I think it was a 4-part series or something. And so she started putting posts out there. At the time, she had 120,000 followers. She currently has 600 and something, I think. And so she put it out there. She mentioned it every day for a week on her stories and in different posts. The landing page looked something like this. I think we spent 90 seconds, maybe 120 on designing this thing. She went from 0 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. Now, how'd she do so well? By simply dangling the right carrot. Now look at this. This is the type of engagement that she was getting. If you know anything about email metrics, you can see with me that these are crazy good. This is what one of these emails look like. Hi, Matt. Why doesn't yelling work? Well, let's be clear. This is less than 2. Who knows why I picked less than 2? Well, let's be clear. It does work in the short term. 3, here's the long-term effects. And so then she tells them the long-term effects of yelling briefly. And then at the end, she says, for a video on the negative effects of yelling, click the picture. Now, doesn't look like she spent a lot of time choosing the picture either, does she? Just picked one. Threw it out there. Guess where this takes you? I love this so much. So she mentions it on an Instagram story. You get signed up for this quick start guide where you get these emails. And then the email sends you right back to a highlighted story on Instagram. The video of the negative effects of yelling has been there the whole time. Why didn't they find it before? Because people don't do that. And guess what? They love it. Thank you for guiding me there to the thing I could have found myself if I just spent a minute looking. Now, here's a food example. As I mentioned, I work with a lot of food folks. Look at how simple the writing is on this thing. Okay, this is another point that I want to make. You don't have to write that much in a quick start guide. Hi, Matt. Welcome to day 1 of 30-minute keto meals. Did someone say keto and quick? Take a look at these wonders. My fastest and best. Blah, blah, blah. Recipe, recipe, recipe. Just a roundup. Okay, you get the idea? Who's ready to make a quick start guide? Have I sold anybody? Who has ideas for what they're going to do? Come on. Audience participation in the chat. Did we spark something? Okay, good. Jan's got one. Who's stuck? It's okay if you're stuck. Too many ideas. Thinking of decluttering, kind of stuck. All right. Jenny gets it, but has no idea for an idea. All right, Jenny, would you be my guinea pig? Are you willing to unmute and talk? Maybe not. All right, let's see if that unmute thing works for you. There you are. And Jenny is a human. We have verified.
It's the bad hair day.
Jenny, tell me what your website is.
Not entirely average.
Not entirely average. Okay. And so no ideas at all. What is your topic? What is your number one? What are people looking for on your website right now?
Southern food. And I do have the Welcome series. It's called 7 Days of Southern Recipes. But I realized that it's different than a quick start. And plus, I've had it for about 2 years now, so it's not new.
Okay. In the last 90 days, what's the biggest search traffic drivers for you? Let's think about this.
It's definitely coming from Google, and then MSN. I'm putting stuff out on MSN.
What are they searching for on Google?
You know, it's always the same with Southern food. It's comfort food.
Okay. What are the top 3?
Chicken fried steak. All the stuff we're not supposed to be eating. Macaroni and cheese.
Sounds good.
And yeah, it's always the good stuff, but it's still the stuff we're not supposed to be eating. And I'm trying to think of what my other big one is right now. I think I had a deviled egg one that did well.
You should try it with caviar. It's delicious. Okay, so so we have chicken fried steak and mac and cheese. Would you say that makes up 20% or more of your traffic?
Absolutely.
50%?
No.
All right, I'm 30%. Where are we at?
I would probably say closer to 33 or 35%.
Okay.
I've tried to narrow it down.
Okay. So 2 recipes making up 35% of your traffic. Would you say that comfort food, because those definitely do have Southern comfort food in common. Would you say that much of your other traffic is also comfort food?
Well, funny enough, now that you brought it up, I'm always thinking of it as comfort food, but there's one other recipe, and I consider that a budget recipe. And so would macaroni and cheese, and so would chicken fried steak be budget recipes.
Okay, but let me press you on that.
Okay.
Do the search, when you go to Google Search Console, is the search term budget mac and cheese in there?
I've never looked. No, I don't think it is. I don't believe it is.
All right. First of all, you need to go look at that stuff. Because what we're trying to do here is, why did they come here? What's their motivation? You just mentioned something that we could all learn from. It could be budget food. It could be it's Southern. It could be that you happen to rank for mac and cheese when it's somebody in New England doesn't care about Southern food and they're thinking something different. They're wanting lobster in theirs. All right. So what does the data tell us? And And then what's the motivation? Let's assume, for the sake of time here, because you're going to go through that exercise otherwise,
Oh, yeah.
let's assume that it is Southern comfort food. You already have something related to that. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Is it getting you new subscribers?
It is, but I just noticed that for as many subscribers as I may get in a day, I'm putting out kits, kit broadcasts, and I'm losing that many a day. And it's kind of at the same rate.
Okay,
So
different
something
problem.
has to give.
Different problem, but certainly something that we'll talk about. Okay. But for now, we're just focused on the top line growth,
Okay.
because that's all that we can impact with this particular element. All right. So one way that you could improve your results, I haven't looked at what you have going on, but assuming that you're digging into Southern comfort food is the thing, now is the time to start testing seasonality, to test others a little bit more specific as you hone into what your audience is looking for. Is it budget? Is it fast and easy 30-minute? Is it Southern comfort food desserts? Is it Southern traditional Southern summer foods? I did not get that out very well, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. Think about those for a topic as maybe time to refresh a little bit what you're doing right now. But first, go back and look at your search, look at that traffic, and find out for sure. No more guessing. Let the
I'll do
data tell you. Does that make sense?
that. It does.
Okay, awesome. We're going to move on. Is somebody else stuck? Let's see. Emily raised her hand. So I saw that before I looked at the chat. Emily.
I guess I was going to ask, one of my struggles is like the teaching of a lesson or just kind of really quick, short, like, and here's the recipe. How, like, do we need to balance that?
Okay, so Emily, what is your topic that you're thinking about doing?
So I sort of randomly coffee recipes, like espresso recipes, are doing very well on my site right now. And that's new since I last did your course years and years ago. So I was kind of thinking I should do something espresso related.
Okay, I'm going to pause you for a second. I want to make a quick point here. By the way, this is for everybody. The great thing about today's technology is that we can hone in, like with the Disney cruise tips, we had other topics. We had Disney World and Aulani Disney and just Disney coloring pages. We can show pop-ups and forms and those types of things to people who are landing on posts that have been categorized as such in WordPress. Okay. So in your case, Emily, hopefully you have a bunch of stuff in coffee. If you're getting a lot to coffee, the gamble that you're making here, it sounds like a safe bet, is that you're going to get a better conversion rate by doing something specific about coffee lovers, to coffee lovers, and so forth. The same is true for air fryer recipes, slow cooker, keto, Whole30, Cricut, quilting, sewing, on and on, whatever you're, Paris versus London, right? If you're in travel. So I didn't make this point before, but one of the reasons that your list may not be growing as fast as it can is you just simply don't have a specific enough lead magnet for the specific audience. Okay, back to your issue though, Emily. So let's say that you're going to do that. We are not, to quickly answer your question, because I get it a lot, is how much value do we need to bring here with 5 secrets to coffee recipes or whatever? Look,
Yeah.
Emily has skipped ahead a little bit because she's heard me give this spiel before. A proxy, if you are stuck on a theme, a proxy that I like to use is 5 secrets to blank. It's a little cliche. You don't have to do that. It can also be, my top 10 recipes for summer desserts or whatever. Okay, it can be those types of things too. It's just there's something about the word secrets and it's a little hooky and all that, but you don't have to use that. But the thing with secrets, Emily, is that what do they really want? They probably just want to be inspired to know what to make next. Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds good. So here's the whole whopping secret. Did you, hi Matt, welcome to day one of 5 secrets for recipes for coffee lovers. That's not very good. We would work on that. Secret number one, dessert is made better with coffee. That's the whole secret. Try these
Okay.
5 desserts that have coffee in it. You with me?
Yeah.
So we're not saying, if you take a coffee blend and you stir it counterclockwise 300
Right.
times, yeah,
Okay.
we don't need to do that.
It doesn't need to be that literal.
Right.
Okay.
We're marketing fluffy people here right now.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Does that help you?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I have some ideas for kind of each of my biggest categories. So I would not do it site wide, but I'll do them more specifically and see how that works.
My guidance would be to write those down, but still do a site-wide first if you don't have something that
Okay.
is rocking right now.
Okay.
Take your best guess based off of your traffic. It could simply be if you are a general food creator of all different types of foods, is what I mean.
Mhm.
It could be that you just need to go summer
Right. Right.
if you don't have something super specific.
Okay.
Anya,
Okay, so I started as a pretty broad blog. There wasn't really a niche, but my 2 biggest content silos are German recipes and sourdough. And I think you just alluded to it. There's a way that I can add categories on my WordPress blog, but I was wondering, I mean, I have some signups. I do have a form for people to get my best sourdough resources, as I typed in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
And that I'd have to go back. I'm also using Kit, which is convenient for this course. So I would have to go back in Kit and see how many signups that gets me. But because I have, those 2 big content buckets, is there what can you offer really quickly to make sure that the right people are seeing the
Yeah.
right stuff?
Yeah. So when we're doing segmentation like that, when we're doing different lead magnets for different segments, when you're using WordPress, it's much easier because you probably put them into categories. So you probably have German recipes as a category for SEO purposes, if no other reason, right? So then you probably also have it for sourdough.
Yes.
We can show through different, and by the way, I will talk on Wednesday, I promise. I will
Okay.
talk about different forms, about, our pop-ups evil? Can we actually use them? Should we use them? The SEOs say one thing, what's the truth? What are other things besides pop-ups that we can do? I'll talk about all of those. But the short version is you could do a pop-up that shows up only on the German, that is, 5 secrets to authentic German cooking.
Okay, great.
And you could have a reusable block that only shows up there, that is specific to those recipes. Your sidebar can be adjusted depending on category, and there's all sorts of things that you can
Okay,
do.
great. Okay, I'll definitely be here on Wednesday. I think the only day I'll miss is Thursday, but I'll watch the replay, but I'll be here Wednesday. So
Okay.
maybe I'll wait until then. I can wait 2 days.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Sounds
great.
good. But in the meantime, pick one and go write it.
Yeah.
Nothing happens if you don't have the guide to write.
Right.
Marta is raising her hand. I like this, the hand raising thing. It's like so polite.
I feel like I'm your delinquent truant student. I feel like we've had a conversation about pantry items, saying the must-haves for the Puerto Rican pantry, since I write more Puerto Rican and Afro-Caribbean recipes.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if it was good to use that type of hook or if it was bad. Because every time I talk to you, it's like outside of a conference room that you just finished your presentation. So
Okay, my feeling in this, Marta, is that, and I'm just going to cut to the chase.
yeah, do that.
If I am Googling a specific Puerto Rican recipe, that's how I get to your website or
Right.
Pinterest or whatever. So my intention is what? Why?
To get Puerto Rican food
And why?
recipes because they want to eat it,
But why?
because they're hungry and they miss Puerto Rico and they miss
Okay.
their mom's cooking.
Okay, so they're Puerto Rican,
Yeah, maybe, most likely.
most likely. So they have some sort of heritage
Mhm.
connection to Puerto Rican.
Yes.
But really, the pantry staples is one thing that will educate them. But in
Mhm.
that moment, they missed their mamita's cooking or whatever, right?
Hmm.
And they want to cook like home.
Okay. I
So
see where
five secrets to authentic Puerto Rican cooking.
got it.
Day one, it's all about the rice. Day two, here are the treats that we make. Day three, here are the main courses. Day four, you see what I'm saying?
Yep, got it. Okay.
We're overthinking it.
Authentic. I should do italicized and bold.
Yeah. But I think the reason that, so you didn't fight me on that at all.
I didn't.
You went instantly ding. And that's what I hope everybody gets to.
Yeah.
Like, is that you quit thinking about this as you have to provide some massive new value. Why are they there? If it's recipes, they just want more recipes. They want to be inspired.
Got it.
And so sometimes it's just giving them more of exactly what they're asking for and then just figuring out how to how to bundle it up. All right. Okay. I'm going to pause for a second. I will answer everybody else's questions. By the way, I will stick around as long as you do and help you get unstuck if you're willing to do it. But for those that have to go at the top of the hour, I want to come back to this real quick because the homework assignment, where is it? I used to share this big old formula thing. I used to share a worksheet. Now I just share this slide about how to write a quick start guide email. You can do whatever you want. You can use it. Yes, of course, it needs to be your voice. But remember this about Martha we're talking about quick start guides only here, folks. Martha is a jerk. She doesn't care about you. She doesn't care about your logo. She doesn't care about your backstory. She won't remember tomorrow that she signed up for this thing today. So what's my point? My point is get to the point. Solve her next problem immediately. I used to, in front of this email, I used to have one that was, "Hi, Mandy, so glad that you're here. I've been cooking this type of food for a long, long time. It's my real passion and blah, 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 blah. Tell me, what's your biggest struggle in the kitchen? Tomorrow I'll be back with the start of my new quick start guide. See you then." That's what I used to do. I don't do that anymore. Now it's like, "Hi, welcome to day one of this. Here's the problem. Here's the solution. Here are the recipes, or here's the articles." People don't read emails. They skim. Especially when Martha doesn't know you yet. We do not care about the names of Taylor Swift's cats until we've heard Blank Space on the radio a few thousand times. Again, just get to the point and solve the problem. So if this is helpful to you on how to write these, and the homework assignment, by the way, is to open a Google Doc, create a title for your series. If you want, you can start with 5 secrets to blank, 5 days of blank, whatever, if that helps you. You can probably do better, but that's a starting point. And then I want you to write an email like this, 5 of them. Well, I suggest saying, "Welcome to day one of insert title here." Why? Because we're giving this thing a brand. It helps Martha remember that she signed up for that thing. It ties it all together, you see? And then, very briefly, and I'll elaborate on this a little bit more tomorrow, but very briefly, tell them what you're going to do for the next 5 days. Did someone say keto and quick? Take a look at these keto ones. Now, probably what I would do in this case is change this up and say, "Hey, if you're trying to live the keto lifestyle like I am, you know how challenging it can be to the time that it takes to make keto recipes. Over the next 5 days, I'm going to share with you my favorite 30-minute meals. These aren't miracles. It's just meals that I've perfected. Let's start here. Day one with my absolute fastest and best keto recipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And the same is true for any topic. I'm just doing that for recipes because it's right here in front of us. Does everybody understand this? Does this make sense? People don't read emails. They skim. If they don't click your email, you lose. Is that fair? Those are the rules of this game. I want you to forget about Welcome Series. I want you to forget about Forever Series. I want you to forget about any other email that's going to come after. Yes, you're writing subject lines too. But your subject line could be something like this. Well, if you want to cheat, or if you're really lazy, you could just do day one of title. Day one of 30-minute keto meals. Day two of 30-minute keto meals. My favorite subject line formula is curiosity plus self-interest. Maybe jot that down somewhere. Look at this. My fastest and best keto recipes. That would be a good subject line. Why? My curiosity, my self-interest is I'm looking for fast keto recipes. And my curiosity is you have not told me what they are. Curiosity plus self-interest. If you said day one, sugar-free cookie dough, does that pack as much punch as day one, my fastest and best keto recipes? No, because you assume that you know what's in the email. And so if you're not in the mood for sugar-free cookie dough right there, boop, you're off and on your way. You skip it. But my curiosity has got to get me to open it. Okay, we'll talk more about that. But in this Google Doc, I don't care about formatting other than keep it simple. You don't need to insert the pictures. Just put the links in there of the recipes that, or the articles that you're going to include, just so you have it. And then tomorrow I will review those with you. I'm happy to tear your stuff apart and make you cry in front of all your peers. It's going to be wonderful. I mean, who wouldn't sign up for that? Okay, does everybody understand the assignment? Okay, you can do this. By the way, little pep talk. This is for Marta and everybody else. You signed up for this 5 days. This is more important than it's ever been for you. Take the time to do the homework. I promise you, you will further your email efforts if you'll just do these little bite-sized chunks homework I'm going to give you. All right, that's my rah-rah. If you have to skip, I don't know, Sirens tonight. Anybody watching Sirens? I hear it's good. I haven't seen it. You know why? Because I'm writing my quick start guides. That's what I'm doing. That's not true. I'll probably watch Sirens while you are writing your quick start guides. Okay? Come on. All right. Anybody still stuck? If you have to get, I will see you tomorrow, when tomorrow we will go over what you wrote. Okay? And we'll talk about other ways, other things related to writing emails. Because guess what? People don't read emails at all, even if they love you. So what we're talking about here does apply for everything else you're going to do, but I'll show you some differences and some nuance. If you have to get, we'll see you tomorrow, same time. If you're still stuck, I'm giving away free quick start guide ideas to anybody who wants them. Free today only. $10,000 every idea after this, but today it's free. So you might want to jump on it. Who's stuck? Everybody's got it? Lauren? Okay, Lauren. All right. Lauren, unmute.
Hiya.
Hi. Okay, so where are you at?
So you're saying my top recipes, I was just looking there right now, are peppercorn sauce, kebab shop cabbage salad, which is like a Indian style UK salad, takeaway, fake away type thing, prawn pasta, fruit scones, spiced onions, and lentil soup. They could not be more different. Like not even necessarily dinner. So I was like, to actually focus on here's some meals for dinner and keep it quite,
Yeah.
just because they're all so different.
What's your website? Lauren's Craving?
Lauren's Cravings, yeah.
I'm going to look at it here real
And I've
quick.
not really, two young kids, so I've
Is
done
it-
like nothing with
Is there anything that brings it all together? Like they have in common? Like they're all international or
all the recipes. No, I started blogging because they removed guides on Instagram, so I've got bigger social media followings, and it was just I went into blogging about a year ago.
Okay. All right. So in that case, when it's all over the place, you have to take a little bit of a broad view.
Mhm.
What do we know? So we know that those people are willing to be in the kitchen. They aren't necessarily budget or what are they and what aren't they? And so that's where you start kind of dialing it into what's their motivation that might appeal to more people. It could be that
Yeah,
they
Generic
want to level up their cooking, and that's why they're choosing your sophisticated types of. It could be that high quality restaurant copycats is kind of a thing. It could
Yeah.
be Dinners in 30 minutes or less. Do any of these
Just
start to
try even
resonate?
see, to be fair, see, even though I've got the social media, it's actually Google is my biggest traffic source, and it is all of. I'm trying to. I don't know how the hell I ranked for peppercorn sauce, if I'm being honest, but um, fake away.
Okay, so in your situation, another thing to consider is don't over, like if it's really spread out, the traffic is really spread out, that happens to rank number one. And it's
Yeah,
not really where you want to go when when you grow up, it's not who you want to be. So don't focus too much on that, but focus on generally, if somebody who's making peppercorn sauce, they're in the kitchen making dinner. That's what we know about them.
yeah,
Okay. So, and if
yeah,
they're willing to make a peppercorn sauce, that is a little bit higher end than say, I don't know, a basic pasta dish. Maybe you're looking at, um, or you could just go much more general and say, um, what I'm craving this summer, and
yeah.
it is more about your signature recipes or your where you're going with your cooking journey, which is really just an inspiration. I'm excited to make these farmers market finds. That's email number one. Number two is I'm excited to eat lighter, and so I'm making these lighter dishes. Number three is I'm using chicken in these interesting ways, right?
Yeah.
Stuff that has
Do you know
broad
what those
appeal.
it's almost like that's more about me than them. So does that sell as well?
Well,
Because you're saying it's kind their problem.
it is still their problem though, because they came to a website, um, and if
Fine.
you are, and if you have sparked their curiosity and inspired them. For example, my top, you could say my top 10 dishes for summer. Okay,
Yeah.
what problem does that solve? Well, everybody's like, I don't know what to make for summer, so I'm at least interested to see what Lauren's thinking. My signature dishes could be, oh, well, this is what she's known for, so they must be good. That solves the problem of social proof and saving me time when everybody else is loving it, you know? So my highest rated recipes for summer could be a series right there. I've had other series where people have said these went number one on Google, and those did pretty well. And it's just the problem again that you're solving is it's just inspiration. Just give me ideas. And the fact that you went number one for Google on it tells me that the rest of the world thinks it's good. At your point where it's spread out like that, you just have to take a stab at it. And typically it's higher level social proof combined with seasonality tends to work well. So
Okay.
summer, bring summer in for a while, and try that out. Jessica.
I'm probably more. Sorry, that's fine. Thank you
No,
so much.
okay, thanks. I hope that helps.
Hi, sorry if my toddler comes running. I'll try. So my question is, I make Italian recipes, mostly traditional Italian recipes, and so yeah, the 10 secrets, 5 secrets to Italian recipe is also what my competitors are doing for their email signups. So I don't know if I should do the same as they do, or go, because my top 10 posts are mostly Italian recipes, but I also have a few posts that are about how to create Italian dinner or how to plan an aperitivo. So right now my lead magnets are one about aperitivo and one about dinner menus. So I don't know if I should focus only on one part of my traffic or go more general like my competitors and just go to Italian recipes.
Um, okay. First of all, are you killing it with the ones that you have?
No.
Okay. So let's try something different.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, but right now I only have PDFs, so maybe that's not, yeah,
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
what
Yeah,
people
well,
want, so yeah.
but the hook is about the sign up. You would know it in your sign up numbers. The glory of the 5-part series is that you're going to get a lot more clicks, you're going to get a lot more opens than you would with a PDF, and you can get them out the door faster. But typically, if you have the same, whether it's delivered as a PDF, a printed binder, or individual emails, it doesn't change that much when you have the same type of hook. If the hook was, 5 days of the perfect aperitivo. So yeah, that could definitely help you. But just looking at raw conversion rate, getting more people in. As far as your competitors go, and I may know who some of them are, your they've probably gone there for a reason. And if when you look at that and you think, yeah, my audience would kind of dig that, they don't own the rights to that. And by the way, here's the other thing that, and I got to tell you, all my food blogging friends, just because you are on everybody else's email list does not mean that your subscriber is on everybody else's email list. Okay? You are likely the one or two only food bloggers in their life. So the fact that somebody else also has a lasagna recipe has no bearing on the fact that you have a lasagna recipe. Or the fact that they mention, 5 secrets to authentic Italian. Yeah, put your spin on it, make it different. But if that hook is the thing that is the most hooky right now, I'm sure there are other Puerto Rican recipe bloggers out there too that are probably doing something similar to what we just talked about with Marta. But don't let that stop you. If it will work, that's all I care about. Will it work? And if you believe that it'll work, you have nothing to lose by trying it. And if you feel uncomfortable once you've tried it, you can turn it off. That's the magic of it. So if does that give you direction?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. I want you to do something tonight.
Yeah. Well, maybe tomorrow morning. It's 7 p.m. in Europe.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. All right, Becky.
Hi.
Hi.
I am in a similar boat to Lauren where my results are just all over the place and I'm having trouble.
What's your website?
Glueandglitter.com. It's a food website.
Interesting. Okay. But it's vegan.
It is vegan.
Okay, you're not in the same boat as Lauren at all.
Well, not in that sense, but like my top thing is like frozen broccoli and then vegan gummies and then a curry sauce.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to do with that.
But the fact that you know that is every one of those searches have the word vegan in them? So the people that are coming are not necessarily vegan?
Not always.
How much of your traffic do you think is searching for something specific to vegan?
Maybe half.
That's enough for me, especially if that's where you're focusing. Is that who you serve, honestly?
Yeah, or people who want to try it out.
Okay.
So what I have right now is a starter guide, but I don't know if that's the best thing. It's just the current thing.
Yeah. And the starter guide is a great place to go. And I think that's probably an asset that you can keep leveraging and maybe tweak a little bit here and there. But for the most part, it's probably going to serve you well in different capacities going forward. But right now, so tell me the recipe or two that gets the highest traffic for vegan, that it's vegan.
Well, it's a sauteed frozen broccoli.
Okay.
It has vegan cheese on it. There's a roundup of vegan gummies. There's a coconut curry sauce, nutritional yeast cheese sauce.
Okay, let me just stop
Hot
you.
sauce. I have a lot of sauces actually.
Why does somebody Google vegan and then those things? What's their motivation?
That's a good question. I feel like either they had something similar in a restaurant and they're looking for it, or they're looking to replace something that's got animal products in it. Maybe not like the nutritional yeast cheese sauce. I feel like they had that in a restaurant. Like the curry sauce, I don't know.
Okay. Do you have a lot of restaurant quality recipes?
They're not really like copycat style.
But are they good enough that could be served in a restaurant?
Sure, of course.
Of course. Listen, I think the fact that they put the word vegan in there is almost all you need to know in your case, because the dietary needs of somebody who's trying to live a vegan lifestyle is challenging. Like they are looking for recipes that are tasty but fit their dietary restrictions. You can't take that for granted. That's not even in your just because you have it, first of all, it doesn't always mean it is vegan. And second of all, it doesn't mean it tastes good at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can do different than what some of the other folks here, including Lauren, is that you could lean just more into that. Like if you went into the gist of it is the best vegan recipes for summer? Because you know that most of your audience is North American. They are, at least the ones that are getting the highest RPMs are anyway, they are using the term vegan in their search, and they're getting all sorts of things from sauces to gummies to curry. I don't know. I think that those people are sitting there going, "Yeah, I am interested to know what is an overhaul of a vegan menu for summer."
Okay. So you think make 4 of these eventually so that they're seasonal?
If it works, yeah. I mean, certainly, this seasonality matters a lot. I mean, January, veganuary, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I might start there. So if you're like, my vegan menu for the summer is day 1 is about the appetizers or the picnic foods, and day 2 is about, cookouts, and day 3 is feeding a crowd, and day 4 are light desserts. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Okay. Thank you. This is helpful.
We can always fix it if it doesn't work. Maureen? This is the most polite class I've ever had, by the way. Everybody's raising their hands. This is like, if you're sitting in the front row, you get A's. That's just how it goes. All right, Maureen, what you got?
Hi, Matt. Thank you. I have a Lebanese cuisine focused site and new cookbook coming out in a few months on Lebanese baking. And it's almost like I can think of so many directions to go with this that I just would like some help focusing on what the best avenue would be, because I think like the focus on Lebanese as thank you as the Mediterranean diet would be great, maybe in January or anytime. But I have other types of recipes on my site, but the top many recipes, they're all Lebanese.
Okay. So give me the top 3 recipes. What's some examples?
Lebanese beef kafta kebabs, chicken shawarma kebabs, mint sauce.
Right. So somebody Googled those in the last 90 days.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
They probably tasted it in a restaurant and want to make it at home.
They're not Lebanese?
I think a lot of them are Lebanese.
Okay, so they might have tasted it in a restaurant.
That's one.
They might have gone to the Middle East on a
Yeah.
trip.
Others are Lebanese and they don't know how to make these things. They've had them growing up, but they didn't get the recipe and they want to know how to make it.
And that's probably the majority of your folks.
Yeah, true.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like you have the exact same situation as Marta. Doesn't it? I mean, where if I am looking for shawarma, kafka, I'm like, why do I want to make that? Well, because grandma used to make it that way. I want to make it the same way. I want to make it so it's like we make it at home. When my Lebanese parents come over, I want to make it for them to show them. Or I want to share it with my kids. This is part of our heritage. Or doggone it, I just love it and I miss it and I want to make it because it's so dang good. That to me is truly somebody just wants more. They just told you, send me more Lebanese recipes. It just is a simple place to start. It could be five secrets to authentic Lebanese cooking. It could be the perfect Lebanese summer menu plan, something like that. Where day 1 is, it's all about the spices, and day 2 it's all about the meats, and day 3 it's all about the salad that we make, right?
That's really, really simple. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not a very sophisticated person. So I think that'll work probably, at least it'd be better than what you have to start with, and then you can dial it in. Some of the other stuff that you talked about though, like when you get into baking, that's different, right? I mean, somebody's going to bake, that's different than I just want to make, some meat on a stick.
Right. And one of my top posts is it's a spinach pies and meat pies, Lebanese.
And is that what the cookbook's going to be about?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not changing my mind. I would start with the more general. Let me see if I can get anybody who is interested in Lebanese cooking. But I might very soon after be planning a baking specific quick start guide for those that want to learn more about Lebanese baking, because I've got to believe that if somebody Googles a specific spinach pie or whatever, that they're coming at it from a different perspective, right? Then baking is a different activity. So anyways, just a thought.
Great. Thank you.
Is 5 the max of emails we should do? No, Jamie, you could go crazy. I mean, it's just a nice round number. I have, so Carrie from Eating on a Dime, when we were working together, she put together 31 days of Croctober. 31 days. Now, she did less roundups and she did more individual recipes on those days. I know that Jen from Princess Pinky Girl, she did 12 days of Christmas cookies. Right? So, I mean, by the way, it can be 1 email. It doesn't even have to be 5. If you're stuck because you can't put together 5, do what you can. Get the hook out and get people signed up. Did I miss any other questions? I skipped all of this stuff here. Go ahead and unmute if you are stuck and you have or you're just sticking around to watch the show.
Sorry, I can't find the raise your hand button on my, so I couldn't be very polite.
How
But
rude.
yeah. So I have 2 sites and one of them is kind of dormant but makes some passive income. And most of the traffic is very, very specific around Christmas cactus and holiday cactus.
Oh, cool.
And so because I'm putting all my effort into my baking site right now, I just do a little bit of Pinterest and then it truly is kind of passive income. But I have slowly grown the email to 2,500 people with like no opt-in, just like the slow,
Wow. Yeah.
because there's a certain crazy grandma out there that loves Christmas cactus that it caters to. Not to be rude, but and young people too. But so I was thinking if I created a longer series for that, it would end up still being kind of passive and not that much work, but it would drive more traffic to those specific posts.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, I've got lead magnets that I've created, like the Disney cruise. The traffic has tanked because my wife and I haven't spent any time on it. It's
Yeah.
probably completely irrelevant now, but the lead magnet is still running. I'm
Yeah.
still getting subscribers every single day, and that thing has been up since 2017.
So it's just like this quiet little passive
Yeah.
income stream.
Yeah.
So I was also wondering, are you going to talk later, probably this week, about like how I know I've seen a lot of people use these kind of things to end up to some sort of course or some sort of thing that people purchase at the end of the series or during the series,
Yeah.
which I kind of want to do that with both of my sites. But are you going to get into that more later this
I
week?
will talk about selling. A product service course would fall into that.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the very short version right now.
Okay.
First, you have to have a list.
Yeah.
Second, they have to trust you,
Okay.
meaning you have to email them. And you don't just email them once in a while. You
Yeah.
have to email them regularly in a
Okay.
way that you are serving them, because people do not part money with if they don't trust you.
Okay.
And if they don't know you, they don't trust you. If they don't remember signing up for your list and all of a sudden you send them the cookbook or the course or the whatever, they don't care. It will not work.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to sell anything with email, or whether it's an affiliate link or whatever, you have to send more emails.
Okay.
So that's and then once you've done that, then there is some magic, but most people think that you get to the sales funnel and you're magically going to sell something. That's just simply not the case unless you're running ads. But this group isn't usually about running ads. And that's not usually the course that my active blogging friends are following to try to sell something. That's a different science and it's there. I'm not a huge expert in that space, but I get the general gist of that too. And we can talk about that on day 5.
Do the ads work that way because they're getting people that are pre-qualified?
If you do it well, yeah. Or you could spend a lot of money. That's assuming that you did it right, that you've got an ad funnel where the ads are shown to the right people, that the messaging is on point. It exacerbates their problem and shows that you have the solution to their problem enough to the point where they are sufficiently motivated to part with their money. But think about how often that happens for you in your Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and Google journeys. How hard is that to do before you ever buy one of those things?
Yeah,
It's
like
not a simple deal. It's much, much easier and long-term healthier for you to build a big list that you serve on a regular basis. You'll be paid as you go from Raptive or other ways. And then when the time comes for you to sell something, they'll have this group that's like, oh yeah, I love Jamie's stuff. Sign me up for the Christmas cactus countdown calendar.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. There's one. Oh, and then as you were talking about all of this, like it really makes a lot of sense for me to me. Like if you're gonna do like 15 seasonal posts, you might as well create like a little email opt-in for that for those people that land on those posts during that time, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The whole point is you have traffic coming there right now and they are not coming back.
Right.
Statistically speaking, they're not coming back. Martha is not coming back. You get one shot.
Okay.
Now, if you get Martha on the list, now you have a shot to send her 20 emails about Christmas cactus, but you didn't have that shot before. Now, she may not do it. She may not click. She may not open. She may unsubscribe, but now you at least have a chance.
Yeah.
And some of Martha's will open and click, and that will be, we'll be talking about that on Wednesday. That will be the autopilot part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Donna?
Yes, hi.
Hi. So you're
So
stuck.
I am stuck. Most of my recipes are, I would say, vastly unrelated.
Okay.
And but I was just having a look, and they seem to all have very few ingredients, super simple. My top recipe was something I would never wanted to, I was never planning to post, but it's like my favorite one, and I posted it, and it's popular. And I mentioned that when I look at the emails, a lot of people have older names like Irene, Judith, and I don't know. I think my audience is probably older than and I don't know if there's kind of an angle, or should I look into that or not, or
Yeah, for sure. What's your website?
ladypeartree.com.
That sounds like there's a story there. Lady Pear Tree. Okay. So why do you think you have, like, your stuff's all over the place in terms of, it's not like there's
Yeah.
one area that seems to be. Why do you think that you're getting more folks that are a little bit older? Is that just a coincidence?
I don't know. I mean, the recipes are simple. They have like not many ingredients.
Okay, I want to pause on this actually. Just
Yeah.
I can shortcut this a little bit. I've seen this movie before. Donna, what are you going to make this summer?
Probably more of the same. You know, I love pasta, and I'm going to make pasta and barbecue, hamburgers, chicken, that kind of thing.
Can you
I
get
tend to
excited?
make the same thing. It's not, I don't really focus on a seasonality. I make the foods that I love over and over again.
Okay.
That probably doesn't help you.
No, it totally does. Because those months are still coming and you're still going to make stuff. I want you to serve your audience. I want you to assume that the people that are landing on your website want to be inspired, that they want to make fuss-free food. Okay? So I want to know what Donna is making this summer. All right? Let's make a quick start guide that is 5 days of what you're making this summer. We'll figure out the title, but the point is, gang, if you're wanting to refresh your menu for summer, this is what I'm doing. Can you make a quick start guide like that?
Yeah.
Okay, what's day one? Let's do it right now. What's day one?
What's day one? Okay, give me the question again.
What's a refreshed menu? What's your summer menu look like? You're going to make pasta, you said.
Yeah, I am. Maybe pasta salads.
Okay.
Like chicken is a big one.
All right. So day one is about pasta, it's about pasta salads. Day two, what'd you say? Burgers?
Grilled chicken, burgers.
Okay. So why are you picking them? So dinners on the grill, dinners you can eat on the
barbecue.
patio?
Like I live in Canada, and like now it's summer, so we have like a short window to grill.
Right.
So,
Okay. So you can actually eat without a scarf. Okay. On day three, what else?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot now. I'd have to think about it, Matt.
What do you do for appetizers?
Well, like easy things, like I have the bruschetta on my website, or hummus. That's, it's just
That's
really
so
simple
summer.
things. It's
That's
really
great.
simple.
Simple summer appetizers. That's 3. Day 4, do you do any desserts?
I try not to focus on that. I tried and I want to go away from that now.
Okay, what are you going to make though? Do you have what about non-pasta salads or breakfasts or muffins? What about muffins? Is that a good summary thing?
Yeah, that didn't work for me. I did that recently, and I don't think my audience they care about desserts when they come to my website. I can kind of tell that from emails I've sent.
Okay, well, we've got 3, and that's enough for a series. Between now and tonight, you're going to think of 4 and 5 if you want, or you can just go with those 3.
Okay.
You have something to launch with. The good news is that if your audience is older, they love email. So that's the good news. And if, from what I'm seeing right now on the website, even if this isn't the perfect thing, it's better than what you have right now. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want you to learn the technique and the technology. This will not be the best quick start guide you ever make, and that's okay.
Yeah, no, I got you.
We just want it to be the first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, cool. Anybody else stuck? Okay, that means you are pinky swearing to tomorrow. Have your quick start guide ready. All right, I hear you. Mandy, you ready to do this? Okay. All right, I got my eye on you, Mandy. Can I repeat the homework? Sure. Your homework is select your quick start guide theme, select your 5, or in Donna's case, 3 email topics for that quick start guide, open up a Google Doc, and write those emails. Welcome to day 1 of insert title here. Here's the problem. Here's the solution. Here are my articles. Each one 5 times or 3 times. Does that work? All right. We normally won't go this long unless you have questions. I'm here for you. But yeah, normally we'll probably be closer to the hour, just so everybody knows. And in case you were worried that they're always going to be like this. All right. If you got to go, get out of here. Go have a lovely day, evening, aperitivo, whatever you're doing. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Matt, real quick, Matt,
Yo.
can you repeat the homework again?
Dude, okay.
Listen, I got 10 things going on here, Matt. I got 10.
No, I get it, Marty.
I'm doing it. I just want to make sure I'm not overdoing the homework, not being an overachiever.
You're doing authentic Puerto Rican food.
Yes.
5
That is
days.
the only homework. That's the only homework.
Just write 5 emails. So day 1 is, let's do it right now. What's day 1 going to be?
So use aromatics whenever you can.
Okay, what are the recipes that go with that?
Sofrito, and I need to come up with other ones.
All right, give me 5 recipes in each roundup.
In 5 recipes in each roundup for 5
days.
Emails.
Yep.
For 5 days.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I just have the
first one is something about aromatics. Does that mean spices? No, never mind. I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay.
Day 2, what's it going to be?
Color. Add color to your flavor, your stuff using sazon and achote oil.
Achote. Yeah.
And you want me to give 5 recipes per.
Well, what have you got? Do you have 5 colorful Puerto Rican recipes?
I do.
Okay,
yes.
There you go. Those are the 5.
Season with the ancestors is 3, day 3. That's when I give them sazon, adobo, and but see, that's the other thing. Won't they get irritated if I give them sofrito like twice in this series?
Okay, so don't give it to them twice.
Okay, all right. So then I need to work on that. Skip the store-bought stuff when you can.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta come up with more. And marinating is the final day. So I can, okay. All right. I got it now. I understand the homework.
All right.
Thank you.
I feel like I just wrote the best Puerto Rican quick start guide ever, just right there. And I didn't really even lift a finger. You know, that's how good we are, team. All right. Get out of here. Go write some emails. What are you looking at me for? Okay. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.